Hey y'all. Guess it's just me up here. I'm gonna just get us started. I think Danielle's gonna play a commercial or two for us, or
Yeah,
maybe not.
I'll do that now.
Okay. Hey,
Hey.
hey girl. We made it back. Season 6. Welcome.
Yeah.
I see you over there multitasking.
Yeah, I was in a meeting.
Yes, you still multitask. You want me to give you a minute? I can just talk about something random.
I'm just trying to figure out if I close a Zoom meeting, does that end it for everyone? Because I was the host.
If you hit end meeting for all, yes.
I put leave meeting.
You're good. That made someone else the host. Mm-hmm. You're good.
Okay.
That makes sense. I was on my computer just now, and I was like, "Why does my computer say I'm logged in somewhere?"
Yeah.
It makes sense. Yeah. No, that's good. Okay. How are you doing this evening? This evening.
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good, man. The migraine gods are trying to take over my life,
Yeah.
but huh?
Same here.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I think it's the weather.
I'm going to come back in and come back out because this shirt is really too bright.
You think so? I like it.
Fix it. You don't know what it says, so it doesn't matter.
You think it's the lighting, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay, come in and come out. Well, here I am. Charles is in the background, ready for his Charles in charge moment. So he'll come on as soon as Danielle comes back, I'm assuming. And I don't really know what I should talk about. It is season 6. This is season 6. I don't know how many episodes we've had. Do you like that better?
It's fine.
What's wrong?
It's just that I'm just trying to get the lighting right. It's fine.
Okay.
Nobody
Well,
sees it.
when Charles comes in, we can also do that, and we'll circulate the link and stuff, and that'll bring some more people in too. You can. I'm saying you can adjust your lighting when Charles comes in too, because we're gonna bring him in now. Actually, I don't have anything. Do you have anything that you want to roll out to talk about?
Yeah, today is Indigenous Day, so a lot of businesses and the government recognized it today. It's no longer Columbus Day, so screw Columbus. And even my business that I work for now will have it as a paid holiday next year. Mm-hmm. So, even though your business may not recognize it right now, give it a little time. It may happen. Even the smallest business, I work for I wouldn't say a very small business, it's like less than 1,000 people. And they are deciding to take steps into recognizing that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think it's important. I think that just in general, we're changing as a nation. We had Hispanic Heritage Month, and we have, they're representing Indigenous people, which I feel like should have been done years ago, but apparently we've, raised enough hell for people to feel like they have to do something about it, which is great. So that's my Still I Rise, and I actually have a new sweatshirt on. It's actually a vintage Morehouse sweatshirt, and it has Morehouse on the sleeve. It's just a very cool sweatshirt, but it's vintage. I got it from a vintage store in Little 5 Points here in Atlanta.
I like that a lot.
Thank you.
Vintage meaning it was made a long time ago, and or someone else wore it, or it was brand new but never. You know what I'm saying?
Oh well, this is definitely not brand new. Someone really wore this really a lot. It's not the best looking thing when you're up close. It definitely has been worn.
Okay.
Um,
Gentle. What do they call it? Gently
no,
handled. Or something. There's a
nope,
no. It won't gentle.
this is not. No, this is not until I don't know someone.
It looks good though. The crew neck look is really in. I actually had a crew neck on before this and took it off, so it looks good.
Okay.
hmm Real quick, I know we're like off schedule, but in regards to what you were saying about Indigenous People Day and Columbus Day, what's funny is Columbus Day used to be a day people had off. And you see, like, it used to be a holiday that people had off. And I noticed that, like, a lot of companies did not identify with it. They may not have handled it as the Indigenous People Day, but you get what I'm saying? Like, they took that off the calendar as a holiday for Columbus Day. So I
Uh,
think if anything, that's the first step is that they weren't honoring it for Columbus Day. So I thought that was kind of
yeah.
cool. Yeah. Okay, so welcome to season 6, everyone. I don't know where everybody at. It's really odd. It's almost like something's
Well,
not
they
working.
probably don't think we've had a show because we haven't had a show.
Yeah, you know what? We got to have a break sometimes. We got to have lives. We have meetings and businesses and just lives all together. Migraines. So, we deserve a break, guys. But we're back. But that's okay. In the meantime, myself, Marquita, Charles, we can all be found right back here on Facebook for a replay or a YouTube replay or on Apple, like Danielle says, all the fruits. We can be found on all the fruits after this show. And not to mention, I had something on my mind. Now it's gone. And not to mention, in a minute, if you're not watching, and you're going to get a link from everyone. So we're going to make. I know I said if you're not watching in a minute, they're going to be able to play this back and see because there's a little bit of a delay, so they'll be able to play it back and see. So, anyways, let's bring Charles in. He has something to talk about. Let's see. Charles.
Yeah, what's going on, folks?
Hey, Charles. What's
Hey,
up?
doing pretty good. It's Magnificent Monday, aka Macchiato Monday. If you're a juicer, it's Mango Monday. So I just just depends on what you into.
I love it. I love it. I love it. How have you been? I'm sure you've missed us. So how have you been?
Oh my God! Of course I missed y'all. I've been doing pretty good. Just hanging out. Of course, my traditional Nintendo shirt, Mega Man. Since it's Monday, I'm in the Mega Man mode. So yes, I've had a great day today. Can't complain at all.
Okay. So tell us what we talking about today? What we talking about today?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked that question. Today we are talking about David Chappelle. And
Dave.
I just have a couple of words out there. Leave Dave alone. And I'm just going to throw this out here real quick. It's amazing how the world works, right?
Mm-hmm.
When Dave first came out, he was our favorite because he was half baked. He was smoking weed. He was doing all the worldly stuff. We loved him. Then somewhere down the line, we switched it up a little bit and said he was killing us softly with his stand-up, which is also amazing stand-up, right? Then he's done some shows here and there. And then later on down the road, what did he do? He gave back to us with Chappelle's Show. And even after that ended, he gave us Block Party, which is also another classic movie. But then after a while, he quit Chappelle's Show. We call him crazy. We call him a crackhead because he didn't do what we wanted him to do. And then moves on, does more specials. But for some odd reason, this last special that he does makes people go crazy. And it's just like, okay, what do you want the man to do? We're speaking on current events. This is what's happening out in the world today. Now y'all want to cancel him. But I'm sorry. No, you can't cancel Dave. I think Dave has finally figured out the kryptonite to cancel culture. Sorry, guys and gals and pronouns, but can't cancel that guy. I'm sorry. He speaks the facts raw, hard, and to the truth.
Did you see it?
Yes, I did, and loved every moment of it. Shout to Dave. I loved it.
I read somewhere that Netflix put out a statement and said that they were not going to take the I guess what is it called? Closer or something. What is it called?
I forgot what it's called.
Okay, whatever it's titled. They said they weren't going to take it off, and they also said they will not be ending their relationship with Dave Chappelle. So basically, they're like, well, y'all are just out back.
Thank you. Shouts to Netflix for that. I love that.
Yeah.
But, just a brief moment. Being that I am the producer of the show, it's been determined that the show is not shown. Our show is not showing on any of our Facebooks.
What?
But yeah, I fixed it. I'm not sure why. That's not how I scheduled it, but I wonder if it has anything to do with the fact that I scheduled it around the same time that Facebook went down 2 weeks ago.
That could be it.
Ago. And so, luckily enough, as you can see, the people are coming in. Yeah, luckily enough, here we go. We're in there like swimwear.
Yes.
They let me go back and go and do it. So
let's just catch the people up.
Yes.
Charles in Charge was talking about Dave Chappelle. He loves all things that Dave Chappelle does, and apparently so does Netflix. So they're not ending that. What exactly did he say wrong?
Nothing. He told the truth.
Yeah, did you see
well,
it?
He talked about so he talked about the LGBTQ plus community being racist within itself. Where's the lie? A lot of
people don't know, Charles, that community doesn't necessarily ride for Black lives or any lives other than their lives. So I think that's a big misconception, because a lot of Black people do ride for them. Despite what they think that Black people don't like gay people, we have a lot of them. So that's not the problem. The problem is it's just like white women.
Right.
Like white women can't necessarily, it's hard for you to understand how a white woman can be a feminist when they really don't fight for Black women rights.
Right.
So it's that thing. But if you aren't, I don't want to say woke, but if you aren't up, then you don't understand that. You don't understand that concept.
Now you say that word woke. That's what you meant. You say that word.
Well,
no, it's facts. But some people had a problem with it. Just to kind of like sum it up real quick. Some people had a problem with it, and they just pretty much instead of dealing with it like real adults, if you don't agree with something and having a conversation, they just want to cancel the man and silence him altogether. I'm so shout out to Netflix for not letting that happen, and I love it. And that's all I have to say from the Charles in Charge segment.
Thank you, Charles.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm sorry, y'all. My computer was giving me updates, and it's just a Monday. I guess what you call it, Mega Man Mondays. That's exactly what's going
Mega
on
Man. It's Mega Man Monday. It's Macchiato Monday. If you're juicing or blending, it's Mango Monday.
It's
so
definitely Macchiato Monday. Definitely
Charles, about that. We have a viewer that says he had transgenders open up for him.
Yeah, before. He has. That's true. He said that, but some people had a problem with what he said in his stand-up, and they wanted him canceled. I don't see. That's why I said he didn't say anything wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
So everything that like what Mr. Adebayo is saying is true and factual.
All right, y'all. Well, you heard first. We thank you, Charles, for coming on, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. So don't miss us too much. Well, a week and a jump.
Week and a jump.
A week and a jump. Danielle, I'm gonna bring in Marquita. But I think my computer is gonna shut me. I don't know if anybody can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm gonna bring in Marquita, hopefully, and then we'll see how this works. I guess.
I can just do it.
Okay, you do it. And you can bring in Charles too, because I can't do anything.
Okay, Charles is already muted. Maybe you need to come back in and come back out.
Yeah, it won't let me do anything. So you guys just go ahead and start.
I'm just gonna remove you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Hey, Marquita.
Hey y'all, as long as I'm in, y'all. I got a different Monday. Mine say may contain
Monday.
alcohol Monday.
Okay. All about your preference.
Right. Well, I guess as long as it starts with an M, I'm good. So, yeah, it's been a while, so it was kind of hard. It was a lot of hot topics going on, but starting this hot topics off with just something, I found that was very strange and ridiculous. This cancel culture that we talk about, and R. Kelly streaming sales are up 517%. Where's the cancel culture at? What are y'all doing? I'm trying to figure out.
It's probably the people who are on I don't know what they call themselves. They're like,
oh yeah, I don't know what his fans are called.
Yeah, they probably are going real hard right now.
Yeah, well, I guess they can separate the man from the music because the music is booming right now, and the man should be very, very scared that he's going to spend a long, long time in jail. It seems like he's ready. Speaking of, I kind of should have followed up with Charles's statement about Dave Chappelle with this thing, but this kind of just popped up, so I just decided I'd throw this in. So I guess DC Comics are trying to be, what's the word? Not fashion forward, but whatever that is when you're, of the times. And so they're making the new Superman bisexual. So he will have a relationship with the reporter. This is actually Superman and Lois Clark's son. And so I guess to be all inclusive, DC Comics has decided to add in the new Superman being a
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Danielle is gone. What's going on?
Girl, it's a Monday.
It is a Monday. That's why I said my shirt is more for the Monday that I'm having. Charles was having a very positive Monday going on. This is my Monday. May contain alcohol Mondays.
Girl,
if you
we can't get it right.
Go ahead and tell us what type of Monday you're having in the comments.
I can't. Yeah, let us know what type of Monday y'all having, because I'm not having a good Monday right now, right this second. But you know what? I'm blessed that we're here, so I can't even complain.
Yes, there's no need to complain.
No.
My issue with this whole DC Comics thing here is, I know that the whole Clark Kent, Superman, Lois Clark, that was like the romantic scene of it. And, superheroes do have like this romantic scene. But it was just like, if you wanted to do something different, how about just not have a romantic interest at all for the superhero? Save the goddamn world and stop being in the bedroom. Because you got to answer these calls. You got to answer these calls. You don't need to be kissing nobody. No male, no female. I just don't care. Just save the damn world, because I didn't ask for this in my in my comics. I ain't asked for that. I didn't ask for the Superman Lois Lane relationship either. Y'all just gonna slide all this romance in. I want to see some comic book save the day ass kicking. I don't want to see this at all. I ain't care if he had a girlfriend. He could be having a girlfriend. They can have a polyamorous superhero relationship for all I care. I just want them to save the goddamn world. Okay? Now Tasha, she dipped out on us again.
So is it that that's his sidekick?
No, that's a reporter that apparently he has.
Oh, it's just like the girl version.
Yeah. So it's just like his mom, but because his mom was a reporter as well. Okay. I mean, Clark Kent was, but his mom was a reporter. So this is another reporter, and I guess they fall so deeply in love. I don't really know where they was going with this. Like I said, I want my superheroes to superhero. I don't want them. I don't want worried about their relationship.
Well, I don't understand. If I may say my 2 cents, I don't understand why the narrative needs to be changed.
I mean, I guess they want to be all inclusive, so they're trying to include the way that the world is going now. So, making sure that they're making everyone feel as though their preferences, of course, comic books have all type of fans. So maybe, they're taking in all of their fans, trying to say, thank you for being a fan. Here is something for you,
Do you
So
think it's too much?
Well, yeah, because that's why I say I want my superheroes to superhero. I don't want them to be. I don't care about no relationship. Like I said, I really didn't care about the Superman and Clark Kent and Lois Lane relationship or anything like that.
Yeah.
You're a superhero. You really ain't got time. You got time as a superhero. You should only have time for one night stands and quickies. I just really don't. We don't need to see the relationship part of it because you're supposed to be watching the city right now and not watching titties wherever they come from, whatever chest the titties are attached to. You just don't need to be watching them. You need to be watching our city. That's just how I feel about it anyway. So please do not put me in the Dave Chappelle category. I don't care about none of that. Okay?
Danielle, do you think it's too much or just right?
I think that they're really trying hard to be inclusive. I do understand that. I only understand that from the perspective of being Black and not seeing things that look like me on TV and being able to have dolls that look like me. So I totally understand the concept. I just don't know if they went about it the right way. Granted, I don't have a solution. I don't have the reason. I don't know how they could have made it better. They could have just hinted at it and maybe not had him in the thing. They could have had the girlfriend still be the girlfriend and he was confused. He just didn't know if he wanted to be, you know what I'm saying? That
right.
One extreme to the next, and they kind of didn't. They don't even really shine light on those who are confused. So I can imagine those who are trying to probably figure it out don't feel included either. So then that's a whole thing. So it's like, well, there's a way to do this. You don't have to necessarily put two men on the screen kissing. I mean, I don't care. I don't have kids, so it doesn't really matter to me. But it's just to assert. I mean, everyone just wants to be included these days, and I totally get it. I want to be included too, but I don't have an answer for how they can do better with that.
I mean, I can agree with that to a certain extent. I don't want to compare it to. I don't want to say that I don't have anything, of course, against the LGBT community. TQIA community, but I don't think that their struggle is the same as far as being inclusive. Like you said, you wanted to see superheroes that look like you. Before we get to their sexual preference, we're going to know what they look like. So that's why I feel as though they can take it there as far as changing the color of the skin of the superhero. But I don't think that we were into the sexual preference of the superhero in order for us to say, oh, we gotta have a bisexual pronoun confused character in the comic book. Just go do that. It was just like it was like, well, we don't want to focus on that regardless. So
I think you make a good point. I think maybe, or if this is the point you were making, I think that they should tackle the race piece first. And giving us, our Black Panther and a few here and there that are minor roles of a superhero or superhero sidekick that's Black. Let's do a little bit more, and then we can because, like you said, we don't care who they sleep with. I don't think I even care. Yeah, I want you to save this. I really watch it for you to save the city. Batman, all of those things, Batman's my favorite character. So I can't tell you what his girlfriend is, and I've seen them all. I forget. I know her. I'm sure I know her name. Somebody's gonna put it in the comments, but I don't really know. I don't remember a love scene. I don't remember the times they kiss. So I don't even know how that's relevant. I know why they're including them, but it kind of goes ties into the same thing.
Right.
Well,
and
who
I think
are
with
the
Superman,
characters in comics then? Just one nice.
huh?
He
Minor,
said, "Minor, we have some of the most powerful characters."
Well, if we do, who are they? Why aren't they showing them on the screen as black? Why do we have to have one show, one movie?
Batman may have been a bachelor, but he dated.
He did.
Yeah, that's why I said I feel like that's all a superhero got time for is one night stands and quickies. So I just don't this whole drawn out relationship, but this is supposed to be the child of Clark Kent, Superman, and Lois Lane. So they did have a romantic storyline in addition to him being Superman as well. So I get like they want to put a love interest in the new Superman, but I'm just saying if you want to be new and innovative, focus on the fighting and not the y'all know what the other F word I was going to use. Yeah, because
you know what's funny? We must go and have a Marvel episode.
Is Moon Girl black? I don't even know who she is. I'm not a comic girl, so I don't know.
Yeah. So, but that's what I'm saying. Like, they should bring these people to the forefront. Let's focus on being more what's the word? Diverse. More diverse.
For real. In the times that we coming on.
Huh? What you say?
Oh, I just was saying for real, for the times that we're in right now, I want Superman to I need him to have a side hustle with Bitcoin or something like that. I don't really care who he dating. I need him to be, you need to elevate yourself, Superman, because I feel like as you're saving the planet, you need to have something else going on in the background. Teach me how to Bitcoin or something. Like there's other things that we can do.
It's just small thinking, but go ahead. You can move on to the next. I'll give you 5 extra minutes. Boom.
All right, so, well, you guys don't know this, but I'm a huge Court TV fan. If you call me at any time of the day, I can tell you if I'm not watching a Court TV show, I can tell you when the Court TV show is coming on next, what channel, and who's the judge on that show. Anytime. Anybody. So this breaks my heart to really hear that Judge Judy apparently is coming out with a new show, and she didn't ask Bird the bailiff to come back. And he was sad about it, and because he didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, you don't know who he is.
You don't call me at the right time. You gotta call me at the time. From 6 to 7, Monday through Friday, where I'm at. That's
Bird.
Yeah, well, they
Bird,
call him Bird. He, of course, has a whole name. I don't know how I am with names, but I just know he Bird. That's the name on the show, BYRD. But I think it's his last name, but I don't know his whole name. So yeah, so he was just like, he kind of was upset that she didn't ask him to be a part of the new show that she created, which is Judge Justice, and it's gonna come on IMDb TV.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
So it's for a younger crowd. At this point, I mean, Judge Judy got to stay relevant. She's 113 years old. She has to now invite new, young, fresh meat onto the show. And Bird, you just got to take your retirement and go, sweetheart. It's just time. Go build you a in a man cave or something like that and watch the show from the comforts of your retired home. You don't want to be standing alongside that lady for the rest of her life. I mean, it's not that much time left. But at this point, sir, enjoy the fruits of your labor and just you don't have to care. Who cares? Don't ask me. Don't ask me to come back. I done spent 45 years standing up here and my feet hurt, and it's not a doctor shows that can save this bad foot that I got going on because I've been standing next to you. Girl, you can create some more shows all you want to. I'm going to be over here in the cut in my man cave sipping pina coladas because I would not care if I was him. But I guess his feelings was hurt because he actually He is what he did. I guess he wanted some type of level of respect for them to have. He didn't find out about the show until it showed up on another show saying, stay tuned, this is what we have coming up next. And then he realized that she had created a whole nother show. But for go and take your little opal rings and sit in your man cave and enjoy life. And that's all the hot topics I got for y'all.
Really?
Yes. I mean, I could go into something else, but I just feel as though, you know, it's been a long time. So I don't wanna talk about it no more, but I could.
Okay, we'll hold on.
I see y'all got topics tonight too, so I give you the floor.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you on my shit.
Well, hopefully we'll see you in the comments. So everyone will see her next Monday because we will be back next Monday. So toodaloo. Bye. Oh, dang, you tag girl.
Yeah.
All right. Topic for tonight. This has been a topic we've been carrying on for weeks. So we finally get to do it. I don't even know the title of this, the actual title, but the topic for tonight is why the Jada Pinkett storyline is different from the R. Kelly storyline. Do you want to tell the people a little bit about it? I know you kind of brought it to me, or I can tell it. It doesn't matter.
I can tell it. So the story actually comes from my trainer. I have a boxing trainer, and sometimes he brings things to my attention before sessions, and he wants to, I guess, get my take on it. So he asked me had I heard about Jada Pinkett Smith, basically dealing with one of the boys from Criss Cross. So it's the one that has passed away. So I believe his name was Chris Kelly. And it says that Daz Dillinger, who was the other Criss Cross, I guess he was the cross to the Chris. And he said, he said that she allegedly dealt with him when he was underage. So she was about 22 years old and he was 15. Now, this has come out like a few weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago, around the same time that R. Kelly was charged for all those things that he did. Granted, let's take a note that R. Kelly wasn't necessarily charged for his sexual acts. He was really charged for like racketeering. And that's important to note as well. But in regards to this Jada Pinkett Smith situation, the whole thing is Jada Pinkett Smith similar to R. Kelly? If not, why? If so, in what way? And should she, I don't know what they can do to her because the man has passed away, but I mean, that's where we are. So in the comments, is R. Kelly the same as Jada Pinkett Smith? Put yes or no. And Tasha, you can say how you feel about that.
I think it's a yes and a no. I think it's a yes, very similar. I don't know the details in terms of the age of. Do you know like how old August Alsina was?
20. No, well, he was a grown man.
Okay,
she just
he was just a lot. Right, yeah. So he was just a lot younger. But when you look at, I was talking to Marquita actually about this today, and the age, if this is true, and there's this age gap between 15 and I think you said 20 or 22. I think he was 15 and 22. That's a large gap, and there's a difference in maturity when you come to that point. 15 is the age of my child. 22 is an age gap of my nephew and friends, or age range. And that's a large gap looking at it from this point. So I think it's wrong. I do think, like you said, he's gone, rest in paradise. But I think because of who she is, she should address it. I don't think she should just not address it. And I think that she's possibly not addressing it. I don't think she's made a comment or a statement on it. I looked and I didn't see a statement. Has she made a statement?
I don't think so. I don't think she's going to.
Oh, you don't? Okay, so you can get on that in a minute. So I don't think she's made a statement on it. And I think because of who she is, the narrative is different. I think because of who she is and who she's married to. I told someone this over drinks last week because I thought we were going to have this show, and then Facebook went down. And so we were talking about it. And my friend said, well, I don't think it's any different. And I said, I agree. And I also think that specifically they're going to brush this under the rug because she's married to America's favorite actor. And he's America's favorite actor. He's not just the Black people's favorite actor. White people like him. Asians like him. He's everything. Will Smith is everything to everybody. He is, who is he? Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And it's a staple. So I don't think they're going to address it, but I think they need to. She sits on the Red Table Talk and gives advice and talks to people about their business. But your business is constantly out there. And there's always something in the news about something she's done. And then Will swoops in, Captain Save-A-Ho, and says, well, we have an open marriage and she's a free spirit. Don't blame all that on that. So there's some things you can and cannot do, or you shouldn't. I don't think there's no judgment zone here. I'm like Planet Fitness, but I think that being in the eye like that, she should monitor it a little bit better. And she does owe a word of something because he is gone. So he can't say anything about it either. So you just letting the whole world, we have a whole podcast on it now. So now in Forever and a Day, it's going to be on YouTube that we talked about poor Chris Kelly and Jada Smith and how she said nothing. It's not even fair to him. What if it isn't anything? What if she helped him with his homework? And that's all it was. And we would never know because she's possibly too good for it. So I could go on and on. What are your thoughts?
So just a little background on Daz Dillinger. He's actually Snoop Dogg's cousin. I don't know how many people actually know that. He's actually who kind of put Snoop Dogg on. And so it's not that granted he is some type of ex-con or felon or something. I believe he went to jail at some point. I don't want anyone in the comments to say, well, we can't trust him because of that. Don't do that. So
you're just that information.
He is in the industry. So I feel like his account is accurate and correct.
And why the whole lie?
Huh?
And why would he lie?
Why would he lie? Right. And he said he was like had a word for word account for when, what was going on. I feel like he said Chris Cross was in the room and Kelly was like, Jada Pinkett is at the door, but don't leave. Take this weed and chill. And he was young. What are you going to see him for? So there's that. And so my thing is,
it wasn't like his auntie, maybe like an auntie
it wasn't. I don't have any, I'm an auntie and you're an auntie and you don't have any 15-year-old nephews that aren't your nephew. That isn't your nephew.
I don't have my son's friends coming over when he's not here.
Exactly. So that's the thing.
Right.
So I think that the biggest problem with her, I think, is that, right. The biggest thing with her is that she has created this brand that she is she just knows all things spiritual, and half of the people who watch her are not spiritual. Let's be honest. Half of the people that watch her are not smudging their house. They don't understand anything about polyamorous relationships. They don't understand anything about anything, really, honestly. What she is
do you feel like they use her as the knowledge to those things?
Do she what?
You feel like they use her as the knowledge to those things because you're saying they don't know anything about it. So
yes,
she claims to be the hell off y'all. Okay.
Yes. So they go to, and it's, I would say mostly it's Black people who don't understand those things. And this is like really their first encounter with some of the things that she's talking about. So with that said, because it's really her trying to be therapeutic, but she did not go to school for psychology as far as I understand. I don't know if that's, I can't confirm or deny she has a degree in that. But if she does not, she should not be at any table talking to anyone. Right. If she has had experience entangling with children, this is a child. He would be in the 10th grade if he was 15.
Mm-hmm.
That's that. I mean, let's just break it down.
When you really think about it, she doesn't have, and please, anybody in the comments, if y'all know something different, please educate me. I don't know, other than the fact that she's married to Will Smith and was such a good friend to Tupac. I don't know what her contact is or her connection with the music industry. So it wasn't as if she was producing a song with him. I don't think she did music writing. I don't know of that though. So if she does, someone please fix that. But I'm just trying to find her connection with this young man, and why she would have been at that studio with that young man. I don't know. It's just really suspect. But you're right. I think the branding piece. But here's the question: do you think she is who she is? So the question I ask of you is like, what she's created. Is this because she's this person who's decided to go that this is who she is? That's her holistic. She's holistic. She's, you know what I mean? She's spiritual. Mentally, and she's got all this going for her, and she wants to share it with the world? Or do you think she sat down with the publicist and was like, this is going to be the way I make money?
I think she is who she is. But I do think after she became that person, I don't think she always was that person. When you know, nobody comes out of their mom's womb super spiritual. It was a process for her. But I do think, just like any other spiritual influencers on Instagram, they realize, oh, I can monopolize and make money after this. That's what I'm going to do. So that's exactly what she did. But the problem is that she wants to pull out everyone else's skeletons, but she don't want to talk about her own. That's where the hypocrisy comes in. You're sitting here talking about how Snoop Dogg shouldn't have called whoever a B word. And here you are. Snoop Dogg's cousin allegedly said that you slept with a child. So it's like, it's the black, it's the cat call.
He's not the only one. He's not the only one that she's kind of put their stuff out there. Like the whole Kardashian / what's the little girl name? The best friend.
I can't remember, but her too.
Yeah, like she had to be the mediator there, the one that told the narrative.
I understand that Will was a rapper and that brought her along the way, but as far as I understand, Will and her were not married at 22.
Yeah,
she won with
but then I have to do the deep research unless you pull it up. I don't know what age she was involved with Tupac. She was really young. You know what I'm saying? When she started, was involved with Tupac. But so maybe she was in the area, but that still is no reason that she should be messing with a 15-year-old. There should be no relationship. There should be no relationship there.
It doesn't matter if they was in a video together and she had a cameo in their video as somebody big sister. It doesn't matter. She should not have ever dealt with this child. Here's why: because he's a child. He's not fully developed mentally to decide on what is good for him. Right. Yeah. Granted, she wasn't smart enough either.
No. So, I was going to ask you about that. Now you make a good point. People do change and people have different paths. Things happen in life. So you feel that now that she's had this awakening, she should acknowledge what has happened that's been brought to the table, basically.
Yeah. So here's something that you people that are listening may or may not know. Those who are spiritually awoke and who actually seek to try to hold themselves accountable, they do something called shadow work. Now, shadow work is when you face all the demons, face all the bad parts of you. You face all the dark parts of you. You say, you start to hold yourself accountable. You recognize what's going on. You realize how you show up in other people's lives. If she is even half of what she claims she is, then I guarantee she should have done that, and that should have showed up in that profile of her shadow work. Granted, it's her business if she doesn't want to share with us, but the problem then becomes you put other people's business out and you expect other people to lay it all out on the floor, and you're not laying all your cards out.
That's true. And that's like a basis of her brand. It's to be truthful and to be.
Yeah. And at the same time,
coming, but like if it's coming down the line, maybe she's gonna do a red table talk about it, or maybe she won't. I don't know.
I
She
don't
ain't
think
made a
so
statement
because he's
yet.
too touchy. I think it's too touchy, and I think
Yeah.
the fact
Oh,
that
just
she,
because of like the whole everything, the whole movement that's going on
yes,
now.
yes, because in general, her age was putting her in an authoritative position.
Mm-hmm.
And now the situation is that she really has come off as a bad person, honestly, over the past few weeks. Will Smith was dragged into this relationship, and he's a punk. He has no balls. He was dragged into this relationship, was told that she was going to be able to do whatever she wanted, and he should do whatever he wanted. But really, I'm going to marry you for what seems to be because of his name is Will Smith. She took advantage of his last name. And said, I'm going to make money off of that. You're a great man, but I want you to do your thing. I'm going to do my thing. So we're married by law, and that's just it. That's what
he's probably not even her type.
Well, no, he's not his type. We're talking about summertime, and Tupac talking about some thug life. So,
and we talk about Chris Kelly. Chris Kelly is a much more. I don't even know.
He missed the bus. So these are all these are all people who are rebels. Chris Kelly missed the
August
bus.
Alsina. I mean,
August Alsina is mentally unstable, so she liked that. She was somebody she could fix, and it goes on and on.
Seriously, Tupac was someone that she could fix. Sorry, I love him to death. His life is a book, open book, so we all know he was someone she could face. Chris Kelly, I heard that he had some, he didn't grow up that great, and then he was saved by the whole music industry. So we have another one. So Fresh Prince, you're right. That makes me really. I know it's
Fresh Prince was a very cookie cutter show. So
and I don't care that he grew up in Philadelphia. I don't care that he grew up in Philadelphia. That he like I said, he's America's actor. I'm sorry. There's nothing that I don't believe about that. I know people probably like he go hard, he raps. I don't believe that. I don't feel like he's a true rapper anymore. He probably can spit a couple bars, but
he was a true rapper. He had Summertime. He wasn't killing nobody.
No,
I mean, I don't know. I can't say anybody killed him.
I'm just saying he's not that kind of rap.
Okay, I can't. I'm not saying that. So I just want to take that back. I didn't say Tupac killed anyone.
No, but we don't think that he's that kind of rap.
Yeah, Tupac comes from a long line of rebellious people.
Tone 360. There's a type of rap it's called. Seriously, it's a name for that type of rap. What is
gangster rap?
Gangster rap, but it was another one. It was something else. But gangster rap is close enough. That's not Will Smith. And it appears he likes more of a riskier individual or someone that appears more riskier. And that's just who she is. But what you're saying about how you've just kind of put out there about her and Will, that's a very telltale story that people don't talk a lot about. But I think they don't talk a lot about it because he is America's actor. There's this narrative around their whole family that makes everything okay. It just makes everything they do okay. Anybody notice that? Anything they do is okay. People talk about other people, but let Willow, what's the other little boy name? What's the little boy name?
I can't think of his name. Jaden.
We don't know nobody's name today. Willow, Jaden, they come out, they play business, they do what they want to do. Jaden was dating Tyler, the creator. No, it was a small hush-hush thing. It didn't cause anything. Lil Nas X has a whole belly. The world stops. The world is upset that Lil Nas X has a belly. Jaden wears dresses. No one cares. Like, it's a narrative that we created as a culture about Will Smith, and his family is so lucky because, truthfully, he's helped keep that narrative. It's the true fact. And they're riding it. Like you said, Jada's riding it right now. She gets to ride its coattail.
It's not fair to, I will say this, it's not fair to men just in general that have R. Kelly's wrong. Don't get me wrong, he's wrong. But that, then the standard should be for everyone, no matter what your sex is. Or who you're dealing with. If it was a gay man messing with a gay little boy, or a gay man messing with a little girl that's gay, whoever the case is, children and adults should not have an entanglement. And the fact that so the problem isn't just this entanglement she had with this child. It was developed. I mean, the situation, her manipulation transformed in something as she was an adult, because she manipulated August Alsina. That's what comes down. She manipulated him too.
Story was manipulation.
And I'm gonna save you, and I want to really heal all of your body. I want to clear your chakras. I want to sleep with you. I don't want to just lay next to you. I want to meditate and sleep and have tantric, possibly sex. She wants to be on a whole nother level. And it was manipulation. People don't know what tantric sex is.
Yeah.
Tantric sex is when you really it's a deeper connection with someone. It's not just like regular relations. It's a whole nother thing. So if you are engaging, I bet you she used that too. Have you ever had tantric sex? He's like, no, what is this new thing? And she's like, I'll show you. Let's look into each other's eyes. She manipulated him. And she was manipulating children.
Is there a possibility that Will knows all of this about her, and in order to save face, it's easy to say we have an open relationship?
Yes, he does.
You get what I'm saying? Like, oh, I know.
No balls. He's never had balls. He's just summertime.
Summertime. So, although we have 5 minutes, but I have a twist to all this. You hit it on the nose without even knowing it, because I didn't tell you about it. But I find it interesting because if a man is older and dates a woman, it's a problem. A girl, it's a problem. If it's a woman dating a boy, I don't feel that we handle it the same way. And what are your thoughts about when teenagers date men that are in their 20s, 21? So you might have a girl that's 16 and she might date a man that's 20.
Okay. First of all, Will and Jada are both poly. This young man right here said that. I believe that is true, but Will Smith,
I still think that he's comfortable for her.
Will Smith was poly because he was made to be poly. He said it in his interview. She said that that's what she wanted. He just went along with it. He was not a poly man going into a poly relationship with this lady.
Once again, he didn't have no balls because he didn't want to go. I feel like he didn't want to rock the boat. I feel like rocking the boat would have caused a lot of issues. It would have been a conflict. It would have been him against how does he know she's not going to go and tell the world, I want to be poly and he don't? So then all the poly people are just going to be upset. Let's be real. They try to take down a man's whole episode that he done paid for with Netflix just because of what he said. This is the world, like you said, it's the people.
Yeah, it is a lot of people out there who do live that poly life. So I think they do it quietly, and a lot of people don't know.
Right.
So I think that's like a touchy subject. But back to your question, the question was, should a 17-year or 16-year-old girl date a 20-year-old guy? To me, that's a no. Because first of all, how did you meet him? Because even if he wasn't in school, she met him at the mall. Okay, if she met him at the mall, he should have known that she was young. Or granted, girls these days, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Girls these days look really old because their mothers allow them to. So with that said, she looks like she's 20 and he finds out
she says she's 20, right?
And she says she's 20, then that's on, that's I can't help that. But if he knows that she's 17 and she knows that he's 20, then you're wrong, little girl. And he's wrong because the little girl doesn't know what's wrong for right. A poly man doesn't not have to be an alpha male. Nobody said that. I didn't say he didn't have to be an alpha. I didn't say he had to be an alpha male. I said that he isn't and he has no balls. I'm just saying the fact that he didn't go into the relationship hoping to have
the poly relationship occurs and they go in, like I know someone that's into the poly lifestyle and they went into the relationship saying I'm into the poly lifestyle, which of course everyone has a right to change. And I don't think we're saying that you have to be an alpha male or not. I just think we're saying that Will Smith particularly is not an alpha male. And it just so happened that we don't think he was forced into it. No, yeah, I think that he just thought, I personally think at this point it's like a business transaction. I don't care what nobody say. This is Will Smith. Whatever she do is going to affect his brand. So he can't have his wife out here doing whatever she want to do. That's just not the way it is.
Okay. So this young man in the comments, well, let me just say this. Whoever this young man is, don't ever leave your nieces or nephews around him. Because obviously he thinks it's okay for a grown man or a grown woman to be dealing with a child. That's what it comes down to. Back to Tasha's question. It's not okay. I would tear that little girl up, and I don't mean physically, because I don't believe in beating kids like that. I will literally break her down with my words. She will never, ever want to talk to another man again. That is that old. Jada didn't do anything wrong. Jada and R. Kelly are two different human beings. They are two different human beings, but the act is very similar.
Yeah.
They use their authoritative age to manipulate.
Chris Kelly was 15. My child is 15.
I know that it's I don't know any other Earns. I know that it's you.
You're just trying to go by.
Right.
But that my child is 15. Like I can't even anybody, and I think my sister was referring to Ern because Ern, you have a nephew that's 15.
Yeah.
And if he was being manipulated by a 20, it's manipulation if you're 15 and they're 22. Because at 15, you're getting up and go to school. At 22, you're getting up and go to work.
Yes. First of all, women my age
you want your mom telling you to clean the room. At 22, you don't have nobody to tell you to clean your room. Where's the disconnect? I'm lost.
Right. First of all, women my age, I'm 33. There are men out here to this day right now trying to manipulate me. So if a man that is 33 trying to manipulate another woman who is 33, what do you or older? I'm just saying, like, it doesn't matter. Like manipulation, people try to manipulate people, period. So,
but I think they think of the word manipulation as so strong, so they don't realize that that's what it is.
Oh,
like
yes,
what you're saying
is what it is. Yes, if you are dating a woman or a man and you are trying to make him do things that he don't want to do, or you're treating him a certain kind of way based off of how you feel, that's called manipulation, guys.
So he makes a good point because I was leading there. What he's saying next,
I don't believe in it. I think right.
Yeah, he's not defending. He's not for it. I agree. I mean, of course, I think it's a great point. Our culture years ago, it was okay for you to date a 16-year-old when you were 30 years old. Mm-hmm. It's not okay, because my question is, what exactly did they have in common?
Nothing. It just came down to the fact that the young woman was able to bear children, and she would be able to bear children for far more years than a 35-year-old girl.
And the older man, I don't mean no harm. Sorry, guys. The older man wanted to get his rocks off and would have preferred younger than the older. And the younger woman was able to bear more children with less issues, and he would have less stress because he was able to manipulate her and tell her to do whatever he needed her to do because she's 16 and he's 30.
So we're back to manipulation. Yes, I would. Manipulating. Yeah. No, I would say that they were molesters and it was allowed, but here's why it was allowed.
Jada was one too. I think Jada was one too. I mean, I think it's not just the man in the situation, which is why this whole topic is coming out. Go ahead.
It's all people that are over their age, who's like I feel like if you're within 5 years, fine, to a certain extent. At past 21 now, past 21. I'm not saying you'd be 20, he could be 14. I'm saying if you are 21, you can date 21 and plus 5. Or that 25-year-old can date 25 minus 5. But the 25-year-old can't date a 17-year-old. It's not just men, right? But I think that another thing is that I like to when Tone 360 first said, how do you feel about grandparents and great grandparents, how they did in the back day? The first thing I thought was, well, Black people used to be slaves. Was that right? Just because it was done back in the day doesn't necessarily mean it is okay.
Like when he brought up the grandparents and great grandparents thing, well, that won't right. That won't right either. So I got a side message from Ern that's asked who Chris Kelly is. So for those who just came in, this all came from us talking about the relationship that Dillinger brought up about Chris Kelly and Jada Pinkett. Chris Kelly is the gentleman the dark-skinned gentleman in Criss Cross that passed away. So he's no longer with us. But just got to give you a premise of what we're talking to. Jada was 22 and Chris was 15.
Yes.
So that kind
of. Okay.
I'm sorry.
So, our synopsis is, for me, Jada Pinkett Smith should be locked up, just like R. Kelly.
We don't have. I mean, he's gone, so I don't really know. I don't know but I don't know what they can do about it. No, Jada Pinkett Smith. Chris Kelly is on.
Yeah, I know. Well, I think that she should at least make a statement. Her camp should come out and say something about it, and she should at least address it.
Even out of respect for him, don't you think? Like, he's a part of this. Like, if it's not true,
she is above.
And that's what's so sad. That is so sad. Is that you're right? It's like she's above everybody else, and it makes you. I'm not interested in her.
Black people Black people love to lift her up, and I love to lift her up too. But I also recognize that she is not a regular Black person, y'all. She is a Black woman who acts as a white woman. Okay,
you think so?
Huh?
I said, you think so, girl?
She can walk around here and have sex with whoever she wants, has a whole affair. If she feels like it, her children can wear whatever clothes they want and not be judged. She don't live our life. She does not understand our trauma or problems.
Yeah, she cannot at all relate. So how do you feel about that?
Since I have a daughter, how do you feel about a freshman dating a senior? I think that so that would mean your daughter would be what, maybe like 14,
15,
and the senior will be 17. I think it's a little bit much, right? I think it's a little bit too much because that's a lot.
Once again,
I think they should be friends. You should not be friends with a senior.
Once again, a senior got a car or has the ability to drive. Yes. At the age of 14, is your child? Are you letting your child go with that senior? And the senior can get into the senior might be able to get into establishments that your child cannot because they're not old enough. It's all these different aspects. The senior can go get a tattoo. Your child cannot without your permission. The senior might be able to check themselves in a hotel. Your child cannot, but they have a way in.
And then, and I also don't understand like the concept of, that was a good question. So when I was young, when I was in high school, I only had like one boyfriend. And he's probably watching. I was in high school and we would like go to the movies. Back then in the movies, you couldn't even be out. There was a curfew if you was a certain age. So if you was 17 and you had a 13-year-old, you can't go see.
It's like that. At the mall where Elijah and his friends went, at a certain time, they were going to go to a movie theater. At a certain time, the movie started. The man was like, you guys can't buy the tickets because you're not over the age of 17, I think it was. So what if you're there with your boyfriend? He 18 and you 14.
We was in parking lots, like, which one can we see? Because we gotta be home by a certain time. And it was like a whole thing. So I'm trying to understand how parents even allow their children, like Tone said, how parents even allow their children to go out and do these things.
But then you have to think about it. I hate to say this. I hate to be the parent that says this or the auntie that says this. But so if you can't get into the movies and you can't afford to take them out, truthfully, food is expensive now. So unless you go into a drive-through, then the only option is to go in somewhere and have sex and make out. So then you turn into having to.
Who is feeding? When I was a girlfriend for a couple months, to a boyfriend who probably had other girlfriends, he didn't feed me.
Mm-mm. Well, they weren't feeding. I didn't think
it
was an option in high school. Yeah, I don't think that was an option. I don't remember feeding as an option in high school. So where does that leave off?
There's plenty of stuff. What else do you have to do? We used to go to the gun range. We used to go to the golf course. We used to do a bunch of stuff.
But y'all were of age, in the same age.
Yeah, we were in the same age. We were in the same age.
Right. So that's my point. When you're having this, you can't go to a gun range if you're 14.
But she don't need to be with him. That's what we come down to.
We back at that again. So it's let's see. One last, this one I don't know. My husband told my son once he graduates junior high and enters high school, cut off ties with your junior high friends, which are younger, because it doesn't look good. It's a good point. We've had to tell my kid at one point, he would go outside and play basketball. And he was probably in like 6th grade, and a high school senior kid would come over and like talk to the younger kids. We felt a little weird about it because he really wasn't playing ball. He was just kind of like chilling. And we're like, be careful, because what's he want to hang out with I don't know what age is in 6th grade, but it's young. What's wrong?
Why don't these there is plenty of kids your age?
Yeah, there's a whole school.
I never had a friend who was I've only had a friend who was a year younger than me. All year round, all my whole entire life. Until I got to an adult age, now I have friends who are much older.
Age gap larger.
Yeah, or I'm the youngest in the group. But it's not.
That's a good point.
It's not that I am hanging out with Kiki's and Pee Wee, and Kiki and Pee Wee is 4.
Not 4. You're going out with your home.
No, Pee Wee's still in diapers. It's not. I'm not doing that. Nobody should be doing that. And if you are, it's something you're socially awkward and you're not socially developed. You cannot hang out with people your own age.
There may be an imbalance. There may be some type of an imbalance that you may need to look into, because that's not.
Yes,
okay.
And then maybe that's what's wrong with Jada. Her mom was on heroin for a very long time.
I was going to say that, but now you have to ask yourself, for those people who were in those situations where you're hanging out with the younger people and you're, just that whole situation. Now, when you become a father or a mother, how are you going to feel?
You're not going to be for it. You're going to be like, just because they're going to say, well, times was different back then. We could hang out with Pee Wee. Why were you hanging out? Pee Wee wasn't speaking. Pee Wee didn't know vocabulary words. He was on
because in the relationship, there is one person in this situation, in all these structures in the relationship, there's going to be one person who does the manipulating. Here we are again. That's the way it is. It's automatic. So if you're listening and someone's like, dang, that she might be, I kind of feel like it's me because I dated somebody a lot younger and I'm not a manipulator. No, this is manipulation when that younger person isn't able to make appropriate and proper decisions because of their maturity. So it's immediately manipulation.
It's a whole
my parents don't want me to go nowhere. Well, you'll be all right. That's manipulation. That's manipulation.
And a lot of
Period.
times young boys think it's very cool to date or talk to older women. So I've heard many stories from my friends in high school where they're like, oh yeah, I messed with this 22-year-old and I was 16. Baby, you was raped. You
And she was
a crime
wrong.
happened. A crime happened. You didn't even know you should say no. You didn't even know because all your body is saying yes. And you thought, yes, that's what should happen. But really, that was a crime. And because your mind is not fully developed, you cannot understand that. But when your son comes to you and he says, yes, my girlfriend is 25 and I'm 16, and then you're going to say, well, go ahead, that a boy. No. You're going to say,
and what's going to happen if you're 25? What if your 25-year-old girlfriend gets pregnant and you're 16?
What you going to
do? As a 25-year-old woman, what the hell?
That person is not fully. That person as well has a mental and social problem.
Too. It's not just the child who's been manipulated, i.e., raped, i.e., molested. So it's just something that as a culture we've not even as our culture. It all goes all the way around. All cultures, I think, have a problem with it. I dated older people, but I don't remember, and of course, I could be corrected, but I don't remember it being a large gap. I don't ever remember it being like 6 years, 7 years. Maybe when I was 17, my boyfriend might have been 19. But I was turning 18. You get what I'm saying? So it was something where, and you're right, it limited us. I remember it being something, none of those were very prosperous relationships on my end because I couldn't do much. And I was that girl who went, okay, well, I can't do it. Cause I mean, I'm not old enough. No, we're not going to go sit in your car. I mean, like so it limited me. So now that I think about any long-term relationships were people of the same age or similar age group because we were able to relate to each other. So I don't know why.
We went to school at the same time.
Manipulation isn't just based on age.
It's not. But in this case, we're talking about age because Jada, I don't know, at 22, Jada, I don't know if she was a millionaire at 22, so I can't necessarily say she used her money to manipulate this child.
She might have just used who she knew. Because I'm pretty sure she knew people at 22 because she knew Tupac when she was very young. So she probably knew people. They were new. Chris Cross was new. At the age of 15, they were probably just breaking ground. And it was, you see how he was like, no, Jada Pinkett's coming in. Like, she was somebody to him, I'm sure. Jada's been for a while. Yeah. So, I don't know. We can wrap it up. It's 8:45 at this point. We can go on and on and on and on and on and on and on about this. Danielle, do you have anything you want to say before we wrap it up?
We want to say thank you for joining us for our 6th season, I believe. Right?
60th episode. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And thank you for just engaging today with us. And, we'll be right here again next Monday at 7:30. We hope that we have provided some type of gems for you today. We hope that we have dropped a couple of, stones for you to put in your pocket and take with you to Target. And we hope that you are able to say, maybe I can change my perspective. We hope that we are able to pour into you so that you can go out in the world and pour into others. And check us out on all the podcast platforms, all the fruits and veggies. Please subscribe, share with a friend. This could be a great conversation starter. Send it to a friend, and then you guys can talk about it amongst each other. And we'll see you next.
Right now.
Yep, share it right now.
Share this right now.
Right now. And then we'll see you guys next Monday at 7:30. Bye.
Bye.